welcome to day one of You Purpose Built on Demand. Congratulations on taking the first step to the new you. Over the next 14 weeks, I am going to be your dedicated personal coach, guiding you through this transformative journey. My goal isn't to give you a quick fix, it's to teach you how to fish. That old saying of, if you give a man a fish, you'll feed him for a day, but if you teach a man to fish, you'll feed him for a lifetime, is exactly what I'm aiming for here. I want to be able to give you all of the knowledge, skills, and tactics that you can take into the rest of your life so that you can really fulfill your full potential and live a life full of purpose so that you can do all of the things that you want to do and more. Now, before we dive into our first official coaching session together, I thought I would take a moment to explain the Pathway to You method, because that's what really underpins everything that we're going to be doing together over the next 14 weeks. So what is the Pathway to You? It is a 5-step method that I designed to help you become your best self. The approach is grounded in the latest research from behavioral science and also from change management, and it draws on a lot of my own personal experiences from health and well-being. Over the next 14 weeks, I'll be taking you through the entire method. So in weeks 1 to 3 of our program, we'll be focusing on the first step of the Pathway to You, which is all about building self-awareness. So in this part of the program, I'll be helping you to understand yourself at a deeper level so you can really understand what might be holding you back. We'll dig into different aspects of your lifestyle that are working well for you and perhaps ones that aren't working so well for you. I'll guide you to identify any self-limiting beliefs that you might have, even ones that you might not even be aware of. Together, we will visualize the life of your dreams and also put together a very specific plan so that you can take steps today to move towards becoming that person. Weeks 4 to 7 of our program will be focused on getting knowledge and experimentation. So in those phases, I will be giving you the latest research and practical tactics on everything from habit formation to mental health to physical health and also spiritual health. So the goal of our get knowledge and experimentation phase is to give you all of the knowledge and also space for you to test what kind of tactics work for your specific lifestyle. When we're in our get knowledge and experimentation phase, my ask is that you please come to this with as open of a mind as possible. I'm going to be giving you lots of different tactics to try. Some of them might seem a little bit trivial to you. You might think, oh, I'm not going to like that. Please, please, please just give it a go and see how it is, right? You might find that actually it does work really well for your life. Or the worst case is that you confirm that, yep, this isn't for me. So we can cross that one off the list and we know that it's not going to work for your circumstances. Weeks 8 to 14 of our program will focus on the final 2 stages in the Pathway to You. So it's all about building and refining and living and celebrating. Now, the build and refine phase is by far the least glamorous, but it is the most important step in the Pathway to You method because this is where the change will really start to happen. This is also the time when, for lack of a better term, shit's gonna get real. This is where you're going to take all of those tactics that you really enjoyed from our get knowledge and experimentation phases, and you're going to apply it in your everyday life. So this is where that habit formation and habit change will really start to take effect. Slowly but surely, if you stay in the build phase for long enough, you will inch closer to that ultimate version of you, which is obviously why we're doing this program together in the first place. The final step in the Pathway to You is live and celebrate. So it says it all in the name. This step is all about celebrating the new life that you're creating for yourself. There is so much research out there about the power of positive reinforcement for helping make changes stick. So in this last stage of our time together, this is really a time for you to pause and look back at the beautiful life that you're creating for yourself. And also to help reinforce that you can do this. You are much stronger than you think you are. By the end of this 14-week coaching program, if you stick through it and you do the hard work, you won't have just learnt new skills, but you'll be well on your way to transforming your entire life, not just your health and well-being. But remember, the key to making this work is consistency. You have to do the work. I physically can't do this work for you. I'm going to give you all of the knowledge and skills and support that I can, but really this change comes down to you. With that being said, let's jump into our first official coaching session together. Okay, so today I want to coach you on how to build some better self-awareness. This is really crucial for any change because in order for change to happen, you need to be aware that something needs to change. And at this stage, you might be thinking, well, duh, Claudia, I already know something needs to change. That's why I'm here. And I know that. But what I want you to realize is that self-awareness is a little bit more nuanced than that. It's super important that you have the right tools to be able to dig into your thoughts and feelings just that little bit more. And that's exactly what we'll be doing together today and also in tomorrow's lesson when I unlock the rest of our week 1 program for you. The objective is that by the end of this week, you'll have completed all of your day 1 journal and also your week 1 activities, and that you'll have perhaps faced some really hard truths about your current situation and what is actually holding you back. Most importantly, by the end of today and the end of this week, you'll have taken the first step towards real transformation. So, how do you build better self-awareness, you might ask? Well, you do that by asking yourself a series of open-ended questions and also journaling about what's going on in your world and learning a little bit more about common pitfalls that people fall into. Things like self-limiting beliefs or habits, confusing what's in your control versus what's not in your control, and also believing the excuses that we tell ourselves, whether we're aware of those excuses or not. So let's dive into those points together now, starting with self-limiting beliefs and habits. In today's ebook, you'll find a bunch of examples of self-limiting beliefs and habits that people often get trapped in. I want you to have a look at that list and go through them and see which ones you resonate with. I want you to note down all of the ones that you resonate with. It might be, you might say, actually, you know what, I resonate with the entire list, or there might be 1 or 2 that really stand out for you. I want you to get inquisitive about why you've chosen those specific ones. For example, let's look at the self-limiting belief or habit of impatience. This is a really common one when people are on a health and well-being journey or when they're trying to lose weight. As humans, we are inherently wired for convenience and also efficiency. And when we're trying to lose weight, we're up against a lot of ancient instincts to preserve our energy. Plus, our modern world and culture is literally designed for comfort. It is built into absolutely everything we do. So we're really conditioned to gravitate towards what is easy and convenient. Online shopping is a great example of this. If you live in a major city, there are instances where you can order something online in the morning and have it delivered to you literally that afternoon. There's no need to leave your home. There's no need to even leave your couch. So that feeling of comfort and also, wanting things now and as fast as possible is literally baked in to how we function as a society. We'll be talking a lot about comfort zones and also embracing pain and all of the different strategies you can take to change that thinking away from, gravitating towards what is easy and efficient and fast, and embracing things that are challenging and will push you past your comfort zone. Now, if we look at impatience in the context of weight loss, you are constantly being promised quick fixes, right? How many 4-week challenge programs or 6-week challenges or 12-week challenges have you seen pop up on your Instagram feed, or have you signed up to in the past, right? There are so many things out there that are being sold to you that promise a quick fix and also promise that this is going to be the easiest thing you've ever done. But the reality is, looking after your health and staying on top of it isn't a quick fix, and it isn't easy. That's the harsh reality, right? But it is absolutely the most important thing you'll ever do, because your health is literally your wealth. It is the cornerstone to you being able to live a quality life. So if you do have a bit of a self-limiting habit around impatience and wanting things really quickly, my first ask of you is that you try and make peace with the fact that this is a lifelong commitment. This is something that you're going to have to commit to for the rest of your life. It is not a one and done. Lucky for you, during our time together, I am going to help you as much as possible with getting the knowledge and skills to make this lifestyle change stick forever. Now, the last thing I'll say on impatience is that the fastest way to get anywhere is to take your time and systematically tick off one thing at a time. I know that that's really frustrating, and sometimes in the moment you think, what is this actually going to change? It doesn't feel like this one small habit or this one small action is going to mean anything in the grand scheme of things. But if you add all of those little actions up, I promise you that it'll help you make that lasting change, and that new version of you will come faster than if you try and go for that quick fix. Okay, let's shift gears and talk about your circle of control. In today's ebook, you'll also find a diagram which talks about the things that are within your control and the things that are not in your control. Again, I want you to pause with that diagram and really reflect on what resonates with you and your own circumstances. Are you letting things that are outside of your control dominate your life? I also want you to realize that your thoughts and your actions and your perception are all within your control. Where you put your energy is 100% up to you. So I also want you to reflect on if you are getting in your own way from achieving your goals. If you do think that your own perception is getting in the way, I want you to think about ways that you can reframe your response to challenging situations. For example, instead of saying, I can't do this, or this is all too hard, I want you to think to yourself, this is an opportunity for me to learn something new. I'm going to embrace being a beginner and I'm going to give it a red hot go. The choice is literally in your hands. This also ties nicely into the excuses that we tell ourselves, which is another common pitfall that people fall into when they are going on a weight loss journey. For example, a really common excuse that I hear from people is that they don't have time. And that is simply just not true. If it's a priority, you would make the time. Maybe you won't be able to commit an hour to exercising every day, but I'm sure you could commit 10 or 20 minutes. If it is a priority in your life, you need to make the space. Also, how can you commit to being everything for everyone else and not have time to pour back into yourself? There is a very specific reason why on planes they tell you to put your own oxygen mask on before helping others. You need to make sure that you're pouring back into yourself so that you can show up fully for the people that you love and for the things that are a priority in your life. It's really interesting when I'm having one-on-one coaching sessions with my clients and I dig a little bit deeper into that excuse of I don't have time. Usually what I find is that most people are hiding behind their excuses, right? So even though they're not happy in their current situation, it's a familiar space for them to be in. And as humans, we gravitate towards what is familiar and we tend to stay away from things that are new because they feel a little bit scary. So even if they're not happy with how they feel in their skin and they know that they want to lose weight, they kind of hide behind all of those excuses and they become identified with those excuses because they've been living that way for so long. So being able to sit with yourself and get really honest and say, am I hiding behind this excuse or this reason that I'm telling myself right now? And be honest and say, okay, I am. This is an excuse. And I probably could make the time. I probably could sacrifice some of the time that I spend scrolling on my phone or watching TV or whatever it might be, and move that towards something that's a little bit more challenging and will push you outside of your comfort zone. So make sure you do get really honest. This whole week is about awareness, right? And I said it before, it's really important that we nail this first step of understanding exactly what it is that you're telling yourself and exactly what it is that's stopping you from achieving your goals so that you can move forward with absolute clarity because you know the things that are stopping you and you know where you want to go. Okay, so this brings us to today's exercise and your homework, which is a journaling activity. I want you to download the template that you'll find in your member portal or grab a paper and pen, and I want you to reflect on the questions that are up on the screen right now. So first I want you to write down what your top priorities are right now. And I want you to reflect on why you've chosen these as your top priority. And I want you to ask yourself if you are able to fully show up for those priorities right now. Next, I want you to reflect on your past attempts at getting on top of your health and well-being. And I want you to answer this question. Why haven't your previous efforts to improve your health worked out? Be really honest with yourself here. The next question, what excuses are you believing right now? So I want you to jot down all of the different excuses that you potentially might be hiding behind. And then lastly, I want you to think about if there's things either within your control or outside of your control that are contributing to your current situation. Are you getting in your own way? I want you to really reflect on that and think about ways that you can start to reframe your perception and your thoughts and your actions when you're responding to things that are outside of your control in your life. Now, once you've written down your answers, I want you to think about one small action that you can take today that will move you in the direction of your goals. It doesn't need to be anything huge, just pick one small thing that you can do for yourself today. Finally, before I let you go, I want you to make a promise to yourself today. I want you to say out loud, my health is a priority to me. This program is a priority to me. I have the power to change my life and become the most powerful and awesome version of me. That's a bit of a mouthful, but I want you to say it with me, okay? Are you ready? I'm going to put the words up on the screen and I want you to repeat this with me, okay? Let's go. My health is a priority to me. This program is a priority to me. I have the power to change my life and become the most powerful and awesome version of me. You 100% do. I believe in you so much and I know you can do this. If I can do this, you 100% can. Tomorrow I'll be back with our week 1 module where we'll be looking at the question of where do I start? And we'll continue building that self-awareness around what is holding you back. Until then, I believe in you. Good luck with your task for this week. Make sure you add a picture to your member portal, have a look around, and please reach out if you have any questions. I will see you tomorrow. Good luck.